Today's topic I'd like to talk about is faith and why no successful person goes very far without it. So what type of faith am I talking about? Well, we could be talking about religious faith, faith in oneself, faith in a idea, faith in a institution. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that if you don't have faith to start off with in yourself, then why should anybody else have faith in you? It all starts with that faith. Now, the point of the matter is that when people talk about faith, they think that we're talking about religion, and that's not the case. Self-belief is vitally important for any successful venture, because if you can't believe in it, then others can't believe in it. There was a successful survey that was done about salesmen in America. In this study, they looked at 100 salesmen, and they found out of that 100 salesmen that the most amount of sales was from between 2 and 5% of those salesmen. Now, they sold more than the other 95% of salesmen. They tried to work out why. These guys weren't any better looking. They weren't more educated. The only thing that they could put it down to was self-belief. They'd come to the realization within themselves that they could do it. And that's the only difference between the top 5% and the other 95%, is that people who are the top 5% are those who say, I can do this, and go out and do it, and keep going at it until they succeed. If you want to succeed in this life, you must have the attitude that I can. If you have the attitude that I can't, then you'll stay in mediocrity for the rest of your life. And society's greatest problem is that we do not teach people this philosophy. People have to find it out for themselves because they want drones working in dull jobs, earning minimal pay, so that the people at the top can turn around and take the cream. Typically in schools, we are not taught financial independence. We are taught mathematics. We are taught English. These were all started to help companies have employees that could do the job. It wasn't in any way set up so that people could live their best life. So you have to break away from the mundane thinking and start thinking like one of the 2%. You have to start looking at things in a different light. And the only way you can do that is if you have faith in yourself. Because most people will say, I don't have the time, or I'm not educated enough, or I don't have the money. Most people live in Tomorrowland, and I'm afraid that tomorrow for most people never come. Most people will look back at their life and say, I wish I'd have done this and I wish I'd have done that. And most people will say, oh, but I tried and I failed, and so I gave it a shot. But do people really give it a shot? At the first sign of trouble, they pack it up and say, oh, it's too hard. And I can tell you, at the end of your life, I'd rather look back and say, okay, I failed, knowing that I committed myself 100% to my dreams and failed, than never to have tried at all. Look back and say, I wish I'd have done this or that. People need to stop having a scarcity mindset and get out there and actually try things. Because not everything you try is going to work, but you'd be surprised at how many times it actually does. And look, I fully understand that it's a risk. And when you are somebody who has a family and responsibilities, I can understand that that's a consideration. But those who succeed are those who go out and look at the situation and see how they can make it better. Now, I'm not totally down about people having jobs. If you're doing a job that you love, then that's your best life. If you are somebody who is going to a job that you hate every day you get up and have to go to that job, then you're living your worst life. Having faith in yourself is a golden pass, because it will make you do things that you wouldn't do because you're fearful. When you are fearful, that just stops you. It's like a bullet in the head. When you have faith, may it be in God, may it be in yourself, may it be in what you are doing, then that spurs you on, and it also helps you to pick from the universe the information that you need to be able to accomplish it. But be advised, you're going to be tested at it. There are going to be times where you think, why am I doing this? But that's the universe's way of seeing if you're worthy, and you've just got to work through that. Everything in this life we pay a price for. If you are lazy, you pay a price for it. If you work hard, you pay a price for it. If you don't eat healthy, you pay a price for it. And I think one of the biggest mistakes most people make is that they lie. Now, when I'm talking about lying, you might say, oh, well, I don't lie. But do you? Do you tell the truth to yourself all the time, and also tell the truth to others? The hardest thing, I think, to do is not to lie to ourselves. Understand your strengths and weaknesses and accepting them, and working on your strengths and trying to eliminate your weaknesses is a noble pursuit. And personally, look, I think faith is like a shield. It shields you from the harsh opinions of the world. It's like a warm blanket on a cold night that shields you from the failures that you may currently be having. And I also think it's like a mirror, because it reflects back to you what reality truly is. So I think that having faith in oneself is a superpower, and it is absolutely vital for your success. I think we can all agree that faith is a very extensive subject. And over the last few years, I've been writing an intensive book on the subject. This book shows many examples of how faith has changed people's lives, and by the same token, showing how the lack of faith has destroyed their lives or has been a negative force in their lives. The link is in the description, so if you'd like to learn more about how faith can help you to advance in your life, then click on the description and have a look at my new book, How the Lack of Faith is Holding You Back. This has been Philip Gale, and this is Morning Thought Farm. Bye for now.